The rain hammered the windshield like fists demanding entry as Finn barreled down Interstate 5. Seattle's gray sprawl blurring into a smear of regret. His phone buzzed on the passenger seat. Another update from the hospital. Words like critical and coma slicing through the static of his panic. In that suspended moment, before the exit ramp, Finn realized he might never say it. Eli, I love you, not as friends, but deeper, the kind that reshapes worlds. He slammed the car door in the ER lot, boots splashing through puddles that mirrored the storm inside him, heart pounding a rhythm of unspoken years. Nurses parted like waves as he stormed the hall, the antiseptic sting in his nose no match for the ache in his chest. And there, in the dim glow of room 412, Eli lay broken, tubes snaking from his arms, monitors beeping a fragile Morse code, while Finn collapsed into the chair, whispering the truth into the void. I can't lose you without knowing this hurts because it's you. Finn's hands trembled as he gripped the bed rail, the cold metal grounding him against the tide of confessions spilling out. The room smelled of bleach and wilted lilies from a bouquet someone, probably Eli's sister, Clara, had left earlier that week. Outside, Seattle's perpetual drizzle pattered against the window, a soft percussion to the mechanical whir of the ventilator keeping Eli tethered to this world. It had been 3 days since the crash. A slick road on Aurora Avenue, a delivery truck hydroplaning in the downpour, Eli's pickup crumpling like paper under the impact. The doctors said it was a miracle he was still breathing. Skull fracture, internal bleeding, the works. But miracles felt like curses when they left you suspended in limbo. I've been carrying this since college, Finn murmured, his voice cracking like dry leaves underfoot. He leaned closer, thumb brushing the back of Eli's hand, calluses from years of carpentry rough even in stillness. Remember that road trip to the Olympics? You pulled over at Dos Ualips, said the stars made you feel small. I wanted to kiss you then, under that endless sky. But I chickened out. Always do. The words hung heavy, laced with the bitterness of half-lived truths. Finn was 28, a graphic designer scraping by in a Belltown loft, sketching logos for startups that promised revolution but delivered burnout. Eli was the anchor, solid, unyielding, the guy who fixed your sink at midnight without asking for a dime. They'd met freshman year at the University of Washington, bonded over late-night ramen and debates on whether Nirvana was overrated. Eli, with his easy grin and forearms like coiled rope, had dragged Finn hiking up Rattlesnake Ledge, taught him to swing a hammer on builds in Kent. Finn had been the one to pull Eli through his parents' divorce. Nights spent on the worn couch in Eli's Capitol Hill apartment, passing a bottle of cheap bourbon while Eli railed against the unfairness of it all. You're my brother, Eli would say, clapping Finn's shoulder hard enough to bruise. Brother. The word had carved itself into Finn's ribs, a dull ache he nursed with distance and denial. Now, with Eli's chest rising and falling in artificial rhythm, Finn let the dam break. I'm gay, Eli. And it's you. Has been since that stupid freshman mixer when you defended me from that frat asshole calling me a fag. You didn't even know me, but you swung first. Tears blurred the monitor's green glow, and Finn wiped them on his sleeve, the gray hoodie sodden from the dash inside. He pictured Eli's laugh, that deep rumble like thunder rolling off the Cascades, and the way his hazel eyes crinkled at the corners. Eli Harlan, 28, carpenter for a high-end firm in Soto. The kind of man who built custom kitchens for tech bros while dreaming of his own place up in the San Juans. The door creaked open, and Clara slipped in, her raincoat dripping onto the linoleum. She was 32, sharp-featured like her brother, with the same stubborn Harlan jaw. "Finn, you look like hell. Docs say he's stable, but..." Her voice trailed, eyes flicking to Eli's face, pale against the pillow. Clara had flown in from Portland, her graphic tee under the coat emblazoned with some indie band's logo, always the cooler sibling. Finn straightened, shoving his hands into his pockets. "Any change?" She shook her head, crossing to the other side of the bed. They ran another CT. "Swelling's down, but when he wakes, if he wakes, there could be..." "Gaps, gaps." The word landed like a stone in Finn's gut. Retrograde amnesia, they'd explained earlier, memories potentially erased like files from a corrupted drive. Years, decades, people. Him. Clara squeezed Eli's foot through the blanket, a ritual Finn had seen her do 100 times. "He'd want you here, you know. You two are like, I don't know, peanut butter and that weird hot sauce he loves." Finn forced a smile, thin as the hospital blanket. "Yeah. Thick and thin." But inside, the confession echoed, a grenade with the pin pulled. What if Eli woke and remembered none of it? What if the last thing Finn had given him was a secret too heavy to carry alone? Hours blurred into the monotonous beep of machines. Finn dozed fitfully, head lolled against the chair. Dreams fragmented. Eli's truck fishtailing on black ice, headlights piercing the rain like accusations. He jerked awake to sunlight slanting through the blinds. Morning. Somehow. Clara was gone, off to grab coffee from the cafeteria downstairs. Finn stretched, joints popping, and glanced at Eli. No change. Just that steady rise and fall. Then, a twitch. Eli's fingers flexed, faint as a whisper. Finn bolted upright, heart slamming. "Eli? Hey, man. You with me?" The monitors quickened, a staccato alarm pulling in a nurse who shooed Finn back. Chaos erupted, doctors in white coats. Questions barked. Eli's eyelids fluttering like moths against flame. Finn pressed against the wall, breath shallow, as they worked. Minutes stretched eternal until the lead doctor stepped back, stethoscope dangling. He's coming around. Slow, but he's in there. Relief flooded Finn, hot and dizzying, but laced with dread. What would Eli see when those eyes opened? The best friend who'd bared his soul in the quiet? Or a stranger in a hoodie, reeking of fear and unspoken love? Eli's groan cut the tension, low and ragged. His head turned fractionally, gaze unfocused, landing somewhere past Finn's shoulder. "WH. Where?" "You're in Harborview," the nurse soothed, adjusting and for. "Car accident." "Easy now." Eli's eyes sharpened, scanning the room, tubes, beeps, the wilted flowers. Then they snagged on Finn, and for a split second, recognition flickered. Hope surged in Finn's chest. But Eli's brow furrowed, confusion etching lines deeper than the accident ever could. Who? Who the hell are you? The words hit like a second crash, metal twisting in Finn's chest. He opened his mouth, but nothing came. Just the rain, picking up outside, drumming a requiem for the boy he'd loved in silence. Clara returned then, steam rising from styrofoam cups, her face lighting at the sight of Eli stirring. Oh God! Eli, it's me, Clara. Your sister's here. She rushed forward, enveloping his hand, tears streaking her cheeks. Eli blinked at her, a ghost of a smile tugging his cracked lips. Clara. Yeah. Portland. Right? The food carts. She laughed. A watery sound. Damn right. You scared the shit out of us. Finn hovered, invisible now, the air thick with the weight of his erasure. The doctor murmured about short-term memory loss, likely temporary, but Finn heard the subtext. Gaps could widen. Eli's gaze skipped back to him, polite curiosity masking the void. And you are Finn, he said, voice steady by sheer will. We work together. On builds sometimes. A lie, half-true, the safest thread to cling to. Eli nodded slowly, wincing as he shifted. Cool. Thanks for whatever. The nurse ushered them out for checks, and Finn retreated to the hall, back sliding down the wall until he sat on the cold floor. His phone buzzed, a text from his roommate, Jax, asking for updates. Finn typed back, he's awake, but doesn't know me. Jax's reply was instant. WTF? Call me. But Finn didn't. He stared at the scuffed tiles, the confession replaying like a looped reel. He'd laid himself bare, and Eli had woken to forget not just the words, but the man who'd spoken them. Seattle's fog pressed against the windows, mirroring the haze settling over Finn's world. How do you rebuild a bridge when the other side doesn't remember the river? Days folded into a rhythm of visits, Finn orbiting the edges of Eli's recovery like a moon afraid to eclipse. Harborview's neuro ward was a limbo of white walls and whispered consultations, the scent of cafeteria meatloaf seeping under doors. Eli progressed in fits, sitting up by day for cracking weak jokes about the Jell-O tasting like regret. Clara was a constant, ferrying news to their parents in Spokane, who planned a drive over once Eli stabilized. Finn came daily after work, sketching on his tablet in the waiting room to kill time. His designs for a Fremont coffee shop logo, swirling steam evoking Puget Sound fog, felt trivial now, pixels mocking the permanence he'd craved with Eli. When he entered the room, Eli's greeting was cordial. Hey, Finn. The carpenter guy, right? No warmth. No inside reference to that time they'd demolished a rotted deck in Ballard, sweat-soaked and laughing over bad country radio. Yeah, Finn replied each time, pasting on a grin. Brought you some real food. That Thai place on Pike you like. He'd smuggle in pad CEW from Bob R. The jasmine rice a peace offering to the ghost of their bond. Eli devoured it, moaning approval. Man, this hits. How'd you know? A spark of something. Familiarity? In his eyes, quickly doused. Lucky guess, Finn lied, throat tight. The truth was etched in muscle memory. Eli's rants about authentic flavors, dragging Finn to every hole in the wall from Finney Ridge to the ID. One afternoon, as rain sheeted the windows, Eli probed gently. "So, how long we known each other? Feels like." "I don't know. There's a blank here." Finn hesitated, fork midway to his mouth. They shared takeout like old times, or a pale imitation. "Couple years. Met on a job in Soto. You were framing a loft conversion. I was doing the renders." Eli chewed thoughtfully, hazel eyes distant. "Renders? Like designs? Cool. You any good?" "The best," Finn said, injecting levity. "Your cabinets wouldn't look half as sexy without me." A chuckle escaped Eli, genuine, and for a heartbeat, the room warmed. "Sexy cabinets. That's a new one." Then the fog returned. "Sorry, man. It's like high school's all there. College fuzzy. Last few years, gone. Docs say it'll come back. Pieces at a time." Finn nodded, swallowing the urge to fill the voids himself. "Take your time. I'm not going anywhere." But inside, doubt gnawed. The confession lingered like smoke, invisible but choking. What if memory returned in fragments, the accident, the coma, but not the whisper at his bedside? Or worse, what if it did? And Eli recoiled from the truth Finn had forced into the light? Clara pulled him aside that evening, her coat slung over one arm as she headed for the elevator. "You're a saint for sticking around. He doesn't say it, but I see him relaxing when you show up." Finn shrugged, hands jammed in pockets. "He's family." She eyed him, sharp as ever. "More than that, I think." Or was. The words hung, an invitation to unburden, but Finn let the ding of the elevator swallow it. Nights found him in his loft, the space too quiet without Eli's occasional crashes on the couch. Jax, his roommate, a lanky queer photographer with a penchant for rooftop parties, tried to draw him out over beers on the fire escape. "Spill, Finny. You look like you lost your favorite filter." Finn stared at the city lights twinkling below, ferries cutting black water. "He forgot me, Jax. Like I was never there." Jax whistled low. "Amnesia bullshit. But you're you. Memories or not, that'll stick. Easy for you to say. You've got half of Capitol Hill on speed dial." Jax nudged him. "And you've got heart eyes for Mr. Straight Carpenter. Come out to him yet?" Finn's laugh was bitter. "Worse. Did it while he was out cold. Now it's this. Limbo." Jax's brow arched. "Bold. Stupid bold. But hey, if he forgets that too, fresh start, or fresh wound," Finn thought, draining his bottle. Dawn crept in with its slate-gray promise, and he dragged himself to work, pixels blurring under tired eyes. The Fremont client loved the logo revisions, but praise rang hollow. Back at the hospital, Eli was ambulatory, shuffling laps in the hall with a cane, scrubs hanging loose on his frame. Finn timed his visit to coincide, falling into step. "Looking good, Harlan." "Almost ready for the slopes." Eli snorted, leaning on the rail. "Skiing? That ring a bell. Whistler trip last winter. You wiped out on the Black Diamond. Blamed the wax. A pause. Eli's grip tightening. Whistler. Yeah. Flashes. Snow. Cold beer after. His eyes met Finn's. Searching. You were there. Finn's pulse skipped. Every run. Picked you up. Dusted you off. Eli's smile was tentative. A bridge half-built. Thanks, man. For that. For this. He gestured vaguely at the hall. The hospital. The unspoken tether. For the first time since waking, Eli remembered a sliver. Not Finn's face, but the echo of care. It was enough to stoke the ember in Finn's chest, fragile but flickering. As they turned the corner, Eli's hand brushed his arm, accidental, electric, and Finn wondered if bodies remembered what minds forgot. Weeks bled into routine. Eli discharged to Clara's borrowed condo in Queen and the view of the sound a bomb against rehab drudgery. Finn ferried him to sessions at Swedish, PT grinding muscle back to life, the therapist's commands echoing like boot camp. One more rep. Elias. Push through the burn. Eli gritted through it, sweat beading on his brow, that Harlan determination surfacing like bedrock. Finn waited in the lobby, thumbing through emails, but always with an ear cocked for the door. Their drives home, Eli insisting on shotgun, filled with radio static and small talk. KXP played indie tracks, Bon Iver's falsetto weaving through tales of Finn's latest freelance gig or Eli's vague recollections of job sites. You ever build treehouses? Eli asked one drizzly afternoon, as they idled at a light on Mercer Street. Finn glanced over, wipers slapping rhythm. For your niece last summer. Lily's fortress in the backyard, complete with rope ladder. Eli's face lit, puzzle piece slotting. Lily. Yeah, my sister's kid. The one with pigtails and a mean right hook. That's her. Punched a bully for stealing her crayons. Laughter bubbled up, shared and real, the car cocooning them against the world. Moments like these piled up, mortar for the wall between then and now. But nights alone, Finn replayed the confession, a ghost haunting his loft. He'd search old photos on his phone, Eli at a Mariners game, foam finger aloft, the two of them at Alki Beach, toes in surf, sunset gilding their grins. Sentimental, sure, but they anchored him. Clara hosted a low-key welcome home dinner, her condo fragrant with roasting chicken and garlic. Just the three of them, plus Jax tagging along for moral support, his camera slung like a talisman. To Eli, back from the brink, Clara toasted with Pinot Gris, glasses clinking. Eli raised his, wincing at the pull in his shoulder. To not dying young. And to friends who don't bail. His gaze lingered on Finn. Waited. Jax, ever the instigator, steered conversation to lighter waters. So, Eli, Finn here's been holding down the fort. Tells me you're the king of bad decisions, like that time with the kayak in the ship canal. Eli's brow knit. Kayak? Finn jumped in, smooth as he could. Yeah. Flipped it trying to impress some tourists. I fished you out, looking like a drowned lumberjack. The table erupted, Eli included, his laugh pulling at stitches but undimmed. Under the table, his knee bumped Finn's, lingered a beat too long. Accident? Or echo? Later, as Jax and Clara debated Portland's best breweries, Eli sidled up in the kitchen, pouring seconds. These stories, they feel right, you know? Like muscle memory. His voice dropped. Intimate. Thanks for filling in the blanks. Makes me feel less lost. Finn's throat closed. Anytime. That's what we do. Eli's hand clapped his shoulder. Firm. Familiar. Brothers. Right? The word stung anew. But Finn nodded, masking the twist. Brothers. For now. It was enough. Or had to be. Rehab ramped up. Eli trading cane for forearm crutches, his stride lengthening like a man reclaiming territory. Finn tagged along to sessions, spotting weights or timing laps on the track overlooking Lake Union. The air hummed with effort, houseboats bobbing below like colorful buoys in gray water. You're a natural coach, the PT told Finn one day, as Eli powered through leg presses. Keeps him motivated. Eli, panting, shot a thumbs up. Finn's got that quiet intensity. Like he sees right through the bullshit. Heat crept up Finn's neck, but he played it off. Just here for the free protein shakes. Evenings stretched into hangs at the condo, pizza from Pagliacci, binging old seasons of The Wire on Clara's flat screen. Eli absorbed the episodes with fresh eyes, commentary sharp as ever. Stringer Bell's got that builder vibe. Calculating every beam, Finn chuckled, feet propped on the coffee table. You'd outsmart him. Turn the corners into lofts. A beat of silence. Companionable. Then Eli turned. Hey, random, do I owe you money or something? For all this? Finn shook his head. Nah. Payback's watching you eat that anchovy monstrosity without complaint. Eli grinned, but his eyes held questions. Later, alone in the kitchen, he cornered Finn by the fridge. Seriously. Feels like I should remember more. Like, why you're the only one who gets it. Finn's pulse thrummed, the air thick with unsaid. Because we built it that way. Piece by piece. Eli nodded, slow, hand lingering on Finn's arm. Yeah. Piece by piece. That night, Finn dreamed of the accident. Not the crash, but the confession. Eli's eyes opening mid-whisper, seeing everything. He woke sweat damp, the loft's shadows pressing close. Dawn coffee in hand, he stared at the sound from his window, fairies slicing mist. Rebuilding was slow work, but the foundation held. For now. Fall deepened in Seattle, leaves carpeting Queen Anne's hills in russet and gold, the air crisp with the promise of shorter days. Eli's crutches clacked against sidewalks as he and Finn navigated the Saturday market at the locks, salmon leaping in the fish ladder below like silver arrows defying gravity. Vendors hawked smoked sturgeon and handmade soaps, the hum of tourists a buffer against the awkward grace of reacquaintance. Try this, Finn said, handing over a skewer of grilled halibut from a stall run by a grizzled vet named Marty. Reminds me of that charter out of Everett. Eli bit in, eyes widening. Damn. Flaky. Lemony. We fished. Every summer. You caught a lingcod once. Fought it like a marlin. Nearly capsized the boat. Eli laughed. the sound drawing stares from a cluster of millennials snapping pics. Sounds like me. Reckless. Not reckless. Alive. Finn's tone softened. Unintended. He busied himself with a bag of kettle corn, sugar dusting his fingers. Eli watched him, chewing thoughtfully. You talk about us like... And us. Capital U. Finn's heart stuttered, but he kept his gaze on the water, boats locking through with ponderous creaks. Yeah. Well, we are. A nod. Then Eli steered toward a booth of carved totems, fingers tracing raven beaks. Gaps suck. Like, I remember Dad teaching me to whittle, splinters and all. But you, this flashes, your laugh in a bar, rain on a windshield. Feels important. It is. Finn's voice was quiet, the market's bustle fading. He wanted to say more, to bridge the chasm with stories of stolen glances, the way Eli's presence filled rooms like sunlight through evergreens. But the amnesia was a wall, and Finn wasn't sure if he was Mason or prisoner. They wandered on, Eli's energy flagging by the time they hit the plant stalls, orchids nodding in terracotta pots. Sit, Finn urged, guiding him to a bench overlooking the sound. Ferries churned toward Bainbridge, whitecaps flecked with foam. Eli eased down, crutches propped. You're good at this. Anticipating. Practice. Finn sat beside him, close enough to feel the warmth radiating. Besides, someone's got to keep you from overdoing it. A sidelong glance, Eli's hazel eyes catching the light. Clara says you've been my shadow since the crash. Why? The question landed soft but pointed, like a plumb line testing straightness. Finn picked at a loose thread on his jeans. Because losing you would've broken something. In me. Eli's hand found his knee. Brief pressure. Didn't. I'm here. The touch lingered in Finn's skin long after. A phantom ache as they drove back. Radio murmuring Fleet Fox's harmonies. At the condo, Clara was out, shift at the brewery, and the space felt vast. Sun slanting through bay windows onto hardwood floors. Eli kicked off his shoes, collapsing onto the couch with a groan. Feet are killing me. Finn headed for the kitchen. Ice pack, and a beer if you're offering. Domesticity settled like dust motes in the beam. Finn cracking bottles from the fridge. Foam hissing. He handed one over, clinking. To not capsizing. Eli sipped. Head back. Tell me something real. About us. Finn sank into the armchair, bottle cold against his palm. That night after your folks split. You showed up at my door. 3 a.m. Bottle of Makers in hand. We sat on the fire escape till dawn. You raging about how life's just splinters waiting to happen. I promised we'd build better. Eli's eyes closed, brow furrowing as if chasing the memory. Makers. Yeah. And you? What did you say? That I'd help. Always. Finn's voice thickened. And I meant it. Silence stretched, charged, until Eli opened his eyes. Feels true. Like I can taste the bourbon. He sat up, leaning forward. Finn. There's this pull. Like my body's ahead of my head. Finn's breath caught, the room narrowing to Eli's gaze, intent and unguarded. Yeah. Me too. But Eli blinked, pulling back. Anyway, thanks for today. Market was solid. The moment fractured, casual armor slipping into place. Finn nodded, retreating to rinse bottles, water rushing loud in his ears. Pull. It was there, undeniable, but amnesia made it treacherous ground. One step could send them tumbling. Word spread through their circuit, loose-knit, the kind forged in dive bars and pickup softball games. Jax organized a low-stakes gathering at the Tractor Tavern in Fremont, bluegrass twanging from the stage, air thick with hoppy IPA and flannel. Ease him in, Jax advised Finn over pregame shots. No grilling on lost years. Finn nodded, tugging at his Henley. Got it. Just be there. The crowd was familiar faces. Lena, the tattoo artist with ink-sleeved arms who'd apprenticed under Eli. Marcus, a barista from Victrola with a crush on Jax that everyone pretended not to notice. Sarah, Eli's ex from college, all sharp wit and sharper bob. She'd heard about the accident through the grapevine, shown up with a six-pack and no pity. Eli arrived on Finn's arm metaphorically, crutches ditched for a slight lean, scanning the room like a newcomer. This the crew, most of 'em. Finn waved them over, introductions flowing easy. Lena crushed Eli in a hug. You owe me a sleeve, Harlan. That wolf on your forearm? Half done. Eli grinned, blank but game. Wolf? Sounds badass. Let's finish it. Marcus slid beers across the scarred table. To comebacks. Sarah eyed Eli, then Finn. Heard you two were inseparable. Like Batman and that guy who holds the flashlight. Laughter rippled, Eli included, but his glance at Finn held gratitude. As the night wore on, banjo licks pulling feet to dance, Eli relaxed into the rhythm. He and Lena swapped shop talk, needles versus chisels, while Finn nursed a stout, watching from the sidelines. Jack sidled up, elbow nudging. See? He's sinking. Give it time. But time felt elastic, stretching thin. When a slow set started, fiddles weeping, Sarah tugged Eli up. Come on. Memory or not, you owe me a spin. He went, awkward at first, then fluid bodies swaying in the dim, her head on his shoulder. Jealousy twisted in Finn's gut, irrational and sharp. Eli wasn't his, never had been, not in the way that counted. Yet the sight of them, easy, unburdened, stung like salt in fresh cuts. Later, Eli collapsed back into the booth, flushed. That was weirdly familiar. Like prom or something. High school, Finn teased, masking the churn. Nah. College formal. You were there too, right? In the corner, sketching the band. Finn's beer paused midway. A memory. His, yeah. Captured the fiddler's scowl perfectly. Eli's eyes lit. Knew it. Flashes. Man. Getting clearer. Hope flickered. But so did fear. What fragments would surface first? The brotherly pats. Or the deeper current Finn had confessed in desperation. The night wound down. Group thinning. Jax and Marcus vanishing into an Uber with promises of brunch. Finn drove Eli home. City lights streaking the windows like comet tails. Silence companionable until Eli spoke. Good crew. Yours. Ours. Finn corrected gently. Eli nodded, staring out. Pulls stronger tonight. Like wanting to remember why you're the constant. Finn's hands tightened on the wheel. Because you are for me. At the condo, porch light spilling gold. Eli lingered by the door. Night, Finn. Thanks for anchoring. The word hung, and before Finn could respond, Eli pulled him into a hug, fierce, crutches forgotten, stubble rasping against his cheek. Bodies aligned, heartbeats sinking for 3 breaths. Then release, Eli's hand squeezing his shoulder. See you tomorrow? Count on it. Finn drove away, the hug replaying. Electric. Bodies remembered. But hearts? That was the gamble. Rehab hit a plateau. Eli's gains incremental. Stairs without railing. Longer walks along the waterfront. Finn joined when he could. Their routine a quiet courtship with memory. One crisp morning at Golden Gardens. Dog walkers dotting the beach. They tossed a frisbee. Eli's throws wobbling but determined. You're rusty, Finn called, snagging it midair. Blame the noggin. Eli jogged closer, breath puffing white. But it's coming back. Last night, dreamed of us at Gasworks. 4th of July, fireworks exploding over the lake. Finn's disc slipped. We went every year. You hated the crowds but loved the booms. Eli stopped. Close now. Frisbee dangling. Hated crowds. Yeah. But with you, it was okay. Felt safe. The air stilled. Gulls wheeling overhead. Finn searched his face, vulnerability cracking the Harlan stoic. Still is. Eli's hand rose, hesitating, then cupped Finn's elbow. What are we? Finn? Really? The question trembled. Raw. Finn's pulse roared. Everything. Friends. More. If you'd. A gust whipped the sound. Frisbee tumbling away. Laughter broke the tension. Chase ensuing. But the words echoed. More. Eli had heard, even if he didn't know why. Clara noticed the shift, cornering Finn after a therapy run. He's leaning on you heavy. Don't let it crush. I'm okay, Finn lied, the hug's ghost still warming his skin. She sighed, coffee steaming. He remembers bits. Told me about the treehouse. Lit up like Christmas. Finn smiled. Faint. Good. That's progress. But the gaps. They're hurting him. Asking about you. Sideways. Finn's chest tightened. I'll be careful. Be honest, she countered. He deserves that. Honesty. The confession's shadow loomed larger, demanding light. That night, over takeout pho from Phoback, steam curling, Eli broached it. Clara says we were tight. Like, confidant level. We were. Finn slurped noodles. Casual. Still are. Eli set his bowl down. Then why does it feel like there's a layer missing? Something big. Finn's appetite fled. The moment teetered, truth or deflection. Accident shook things. People say stuff in crises. Eli leaned in. Like what? Like, care? A lot. Vague. Safe. Eli's eyes narrowed, piecing. More than bros. The air charged. Bowls forgotten. Finn nodded. Slow. Yeah. Silence. Then Eli's hand across the table. Fingers lacing tentative. Me too. Think I always did. The touch anchored. A lifeline. But as Eli's grip tightened, Finn wondered if memory would affirm or shatter it. Fall's chill deepened. Thanksgiving looming like a checkpoint. Eli's parents arrived from Spokane. Maureen with her apple pies, Tom with quiet strength and a cooler of craft beers. The condo swelled with Harlan normalcy. Turkey brining, football on TV, laughter masking the undercurrent of loss. Finn was invited. Family, Clara insisted. He arrived with cranberry relish, nerves jangling like loose change. Maureen hugged him fierce. Our boy's lucky to have you, Finn. Been his rock. Tom clapped his back. Heard you're the one jogging his memory. Good man. Eli. From the couch. Met his eyes. Grateful. Layered. Dinner unfolded in the dining nook. Mismatched chairs scraping. Stories flowing. Maureen recounted Eli's boyhood tree forts. Tom grumbled about Seahawks fumbles. Eli listened. Flashes surfacing. Wait. The fort in the pines? With the pulley for snacks. Cheers erupted. Maureen tearing up. That's it. Baby. Finn watched. Peripheral. The warmth bittersweet. He was woven in, yet frayed at edges, the outsider who knew too much. Later. Kitchen cleanup. Eli dried dishes beside him. Suds bubbling. Thanks for being here. Makes it less. Alien. Finn handed over a plate. Wouldn't miss pie. Eli bumped his hip. Playful. Or me. The tease hung. Eyes locking. Especially you. Heat flushed. And Eli's hand brushed his under the towel, deliberate. Pulls not letting up. Before Finn could respond, Tom called from the living room. Boys. Replays on. The bubble burst. But the brush lingered. Promise in friction. Post-holiday. Eli pushed boundaries. First solo drive to the lumberyard in Soto. Returning with pine planks and a grin. Gonna build something. Nightstand. Maybe. Hands remember. Finn helped in the condo's spare room. Sawdust scenting air. Hammers echoing. Measure twice. Finn quipped. Tape extended. Eli smirked. Cut once. Old habit. They worked in sync. Bodies attuned. Passing tools without words. Shoulders brushing. Sweat beaded. Shirts clinging. The intimacy domestic yet charged. A slip of the chisel nicked Eli's thumb. Finn bandaged it. Thumb pressing pulse. Careful. Eli's gaze held. You always are. The room hummed. Unfinished wood waiting. Finn stepped back. Looking good. You too. Eli's voice low. Double-edged. That night, Finn's loft felt empty. Jack's out shooting a wedding. He paced. The day's touches replaying, hip bump, thumb press. His phone lit. Eli. Can't sleep. Memory flash. Us. Road trip. Stars. You said something. Heavy. Finn's fingers hovered. Important stuff. Tomorrow, deal. Sleep evaded. Dreams weaving stars and confessions. Eli's face alight with knowing. Dawn broke clear. Rare Seattle blue. And Finn drove over. Heart a drum. At the door, Eli pulled him in. No words. Just arms wrapping tight. Lips brushing temple. Tell me, Finn did. Halting the love. The coma whisper. The fear. Eli listened. Hand in hair. Then pulled back. Eyes wet. I felt it. Even blank. Still do. The kiss came soft. Tentative salt and pine. Sealing fractures. But as lips parted, Eli whispered, what if the rest doesn't come back? Then we build new. Winter's grip tightened on Seattle. Holiday lights twinkling defiant against December's gloom. The city exhaling breath clouds into streets slick with freeze-thaw cycles. Eli and Finn's new rhythm pulsed with tentative intimacy. Coffee runs to analog on Queen and Avenue, where baristas knew their orders, black for Eli, oat latte for Finn. Hands brushing over counters. Eyes holding promises in the steam. The kiss lingered like afterimage. Neither pushing nor pulling away, but exploring edges. Mornings found them tangled on Eli's couch. Post-rehab stretches turning languid. Fingers tracing collarbones under tees. This okay? Eli murmured one dawn. Lips grazing Finn's neck. Breath hot. More than, Finn whispered. Arching into it. The condo's radiator hissing approval. But doubt shadowed pleasure, amnesia's specter. What if recall brought rejection? Eli seemed untroubled. Body leading where mind lagged. But Finn caught the furrows. Nights when Eli stared at ceilings. Chasing ghosts. Clara clocked it first. Over brunch at Lupanier. Croissants flaking onto plates. You two are glowing. Or is that just the flu going around? Eli choked on espresso. Finn's foot nudging his under the table. Glowing. Yeah. She arched a brow. Sage green eyes missing nothing. Spill. Memory jog or something? Eli glanced at Finn. Hand finding his knee. Something. Flashes turning to feelings. Clara's smile softened. About time. I've seen the way you look at him. Even blank slate. The admission hung. Light but loaded. Finn squeezed back. Gratitude swelling. Clara had always known. Pieced it from sidelong glances. The way Eli sought Finn's orbit post-breakups. Tread light, she added, buttering a Pain-O chocolate. Gaps can avalanche. They nodded, but the warning echoed as they wandered Pike Place post-meal. Stalls bursting with holly wreaths and Dungeness crab. Tourists milled. Fishmongers hurling salmon in arcs. But Eli stuck close. Arm looped Finn's. Crowds still suck, he admitted, voice low under the din. But you ground me. Finn leaned in. Scent of sea and spice. Always. A vendor hawked mistletoe. And Eli grinned mischief. Tradition. Before Finn could quip, Eli tugged him under the arch. Lips meeting soft public. Bold. Applause rippling from onlookers. Heat bloomed. But so did exposure's edge. A passerby wolf whistled. And Finn pulled back, laughing to mask the flinch. Seattle prided progressive. But pockets lingered. Judgments sharp as winter wind. Back home, privacy bloomed. They tumbled into Eli's bed, sheets cool against fevered skin, exploration unhurried, kisses deepening, hands mapping scars from the crash. The tattoo Lena had inked years back. A compass rose on ribs pointing true. For you, Eli breathed, guiding Finn's fingers over ink. Even if I forgot why, Finn's throat tightened, lips trailing the lines. North, nights blurred into mornings, intimacy weaving trust. But cracks surfaced, Eli's frustration mounting as therapy stalled, scans showing persistent fog in temporal lobes. It's like half a house, he vented one evening, pacing the living room, snow dusting the balcony. Foundation solid, but walls missing. Finn pulled him down, arms encircling. We'll frame it. Together, Eli sank in, but tension coiled. What if the missing parts? Us. Before, then it's still us. Now, the words soothed, but Eli's eyes shadowed. Jax invited them to his New Year's shoot, a queer collective party in a Soto warehouse. Strobes pulsing over drag queens and leather-clad dancers. Blow off steam, Jax texted. You deserve it. Lovebirds. They went, Eli in a Henley that hugged recovering muscle, Finn in slim jeans and a shearling jacket. The space thrummed, bass vibrating bones, air scented with weed and cologne. Jax greeted with hugs, camera flashing. Pose for posterity. Eli hesitated at the fringe. Crowd's press triggering a flinch. Not my scene. Remember, Finn laced fingers. We make it ours. They danced. Awkward at first, Eli's steps halting. Finn leading with hip sway. Laughter bridged gaps. Bodies sinking to synth waves. A queen in emerald sequins pulled Eli into vogue. His grin wide, unself-conscious. Finn watched. Chest full, Eli blooming. Amnesia no barrier to joy. Midnight neared. Countdown building. Confetti cannons primed. Strangers linked arms. Eli drew Finn close, foreheads touching. Happy whatever this is. New year, Finn murmured. Knew us. Fireworks cracked outside. Visible through grimy windows, gold and crimson blooming over the Duwamish. Their kiss drowned the cheers. Deep and claiming, Eli's hands fisting Finn's jacket. Possibility crackled, brighter than bursts. But dawn brought hangover haze. Eli nursing coffee on the balcony. City stirring below. Last night. Felt right. But flashes hit hard. You, me, arguing in a truck. Rain pounding. Finn joined. Mug steaming. Post-game bar crawl. You wanted wings. I vetoed for tacos. Stalemate. Eli's laugh faded quick. No. Deeper. Like you pulling away. Hurt. The air chilled. Finn set his cup down. There were times when more felt risky. Eli turned, eyes searching. Risky how? Finn exhaled white. Loving you. Hiding it. Silence. Then Eli's hand on his. Didn't hide well. Body knew. Relief mingled with ache progress, but laced with what-ifs. January dragged. Slushy streets mirroring moods. Eli returned to light work, desk stuff at the firm, Blueprints over coffee, colleagues welcoming cautious. Harlan's back, boss emailed Finn. "Oh, you for keeping him sharp." Finn freelanced from the loft. Designs flowing freer, colors bolder. But evenings with Eli grounded. Cooking experiments in the kitchen, Eli's chili. Spicy as his temper. Finn's salads tempering heat. One night, over bowls, Eli dropped the bomb. Therapist says hypno might unlock more. You in? Finn paused. Fork midway. If it helps. Session scheduled at a Fremont clinic. Room dim with lava lamps and incense. The hypnotherapist, a soft-spoken woman named Greer with silver braids, guided Eli under voice lulling like tide pools. Finn sat adjacent, hand in Eli's, pulse steadying his. Go back, Greer intoned. To the warmth. The pull. Eli's brow twitched, breaths deepening. Road. Stars. Dosualips. You. Saying. Finn squeezed, heart hammering. The confessions echo, resurfacing. You love me, Eli's voice distant, dreamlike. Not bros. Deeper, Greer's eyes flicked to Finn, neutral. Feel it, Eli's grip tightened. Scared. Wanted it too. But said nothing. The room stilled. Finn's world tilting. Wanted. Past tense. But real buried truth unearthed. Session ended. Eli surfacing groggy. Eyes finding Finn's. Heard it. The coma talk. Finn nodded. Throat dry. Yeah. Eli sat up. Slow. And before. Felt it then. The admission bridged. But Eli's face crumpled. Why'd I bury it? Fear, Finn said soft. Family. World. Us. Eli pulled him close. Forehead to forehead. Not burying now. Kisses followed. Fervent. Sealing unearthed vows. But as they left, snow flurrying, Finn glimpsed the shadow, recall stirring. But what storms might follow? Winter peaked. Valentines sneaking in with cards in shop windows and couples huddled under umbrellas. Eli planned low-key, a picnic in Discovery Park, blankets and thermoses despite chill. Remember our first hike here? He asked. Spreading Gouda and figs on a weathered log. Olympics hazy across the sound. Finn unpacked sandwiches. Rained buckets. You slipped. I caught you. Eli's grin flashed. Classic. But now. It's clearer. That pull? It's love. Always was. The words landed gentle. Profound. Finn's hand found his. Mutual. They ate. Talked. Futures sketched loose. Eli's dream cabin in the San Juans. Finn's studio there too. Designs for locals. Build it with me, Eli urged. Us. Promise warmed deeper than cocoa. But phone buzzed Clara. Family dinner tomorrow. Mom's pushing Spokane visit. Tread? Finn showed Eli. Who sighed? Harlan Gauntlet. Maureen's table groaned under pot roast and mash. Tom's eyes twinkling over wine. Conversation skirted edges. Eli's recovery lauded. Finn praised as lifeline. But when Maureen asked about that nice girl from work, Eli tensed, fork pausing. Gone. Mom. Passed. She pressed. Gentle. Well, anyone special? Eli's gaze met Finn's across the roast. Yeah. Finn. Silence blanketed. Silverware still. Tom's brow lifted. Maureen's eyes widened. Then softened. Oh, Eli pushed on. Always has been. Just took a crash to see. Tears welled in Maureen. Hand to mouth. My boy. Both my boys. Tom cleared throat. Long as you're happy. That's the build. Embrace followed. Awkward then warm. Acceptance raw. Real. Driving back. Snow swirling. Eli exhaled. Easier than dreamed. Finn squeezed his thigh. Told you. Foundation holds. But home brought the avalanche. Eli collapsing on the couch. Head in hands. Flashes. The crash. Truck coming. And you, at the bed. Confessing. Finn knelt. Hands on knees. I had to. Eli looked up. Eyes storm-tossed. Scared me then. Scares now. What if it's not me? The old me? It is. We are. Kisses dispelled doubt. Bodies affirming. Yet as Eli slept, Finn lay awake. Ceiling shadows whispering. Recall was double-edged truth, but potential fracture. February thawed. Crocuses pushing through mulch in Volunteer Park. Eli's therapy shifted to integration, journals of flashes, patterns emerging. You're in most, he shared one afternoon. Notebook open on the kitchen aisle. Hikes. Laughs. That one fight over. What? Nothing. Everything. Finn recalled post-coming-out tension. Eli withdrawing, then returning apologetic. We fixed it. Eli closed the book. Like now. Intimacy deepened. Nights exploratory, candles guttering. Skin learning curves. Eli's scars mapped under fingertips. Crash's legacy turned tender. Love this, Finn whispered, tracing a jagged line on his hip. Love you, Eli's reply. Sure. But cracks widened. Eli's dreams turning restless. Mutters of wait and no. Mornings. He'd wake distant, piecing nocturnal puzzles. Saw us. Arguing. You leaving. Finn soothed with breakfast, eggs scrambled. Toast buttered. Old stuff. Pre-crash rough patch. Eli's eyes sharpened. Rough how? Gay thing. The directness jolted. Finn nodded. Yeah. I pulled back. Hurt us both. Regret shadowed Eli. Should have chased. You did. Eventually, forgiveness flowed, but tension simmered. Jax hosted a game night Monopoly on his loft floor. Pizza boxes splayed. Laughter rang, but Eli folded early, claiming fatigue. In the car, silence heavy. Overwhelmed, he admitted. Memories crowding. Good, bad. Finn parked, hand on gearshift. Talk, Eli exhaled. The confession. It hit hard. Love from you, but I froze. By maybe, but never said. Finn's world steadied. Bye, a nod. Flashes confirm. Girls, but you. Different. Deeper. Relief crashed. Then complication. Doesn't change us. But the old me might have run. The fear voiced. Stark. Finn cupped his face. Knew you didn't. Stayed. Kiss sealed it. Fierce. But as spring hinted, buds swelling, Finn sensed the storm. Recall accelerating. Conflicts unearthed. One evening, Eli's journal spilled. Fight. You shouting, I can't pretend. Me. Silent. Then. Nothing. Finn read. Gut twisting. That was it. The break. Eli closed it. Hate that I hurt you. Forgave then. Now. But the past clawed. Eli withdrawing cancellations. Solo runs. Finn gave space. But ache grew. Call from Clara. He's spiraling. Flashes of regret. Finn arrived to find Eli on balcony. Rain sheeting. Can't sort it, Eli said. Love you. But the blanks. Their blame. You're not. Eli turned. Eyes raw. What if recovery means losing this? Won't. Finn pulled him in. Rain soaking. We choose now. Bodies yielded. Reaffirming. But dawn brought resolve. Eli booking intensified therapy. Face it. For us, progress flickered. But betrayal loomed. Unbidden. Spring erupted in Seattle. Cherry blossoms carpeting Capitol Hill sidewalks in pink drifts. The air humming with renewal and the distant thrum of construction cranes. Eli and Finn navigated the thaw with cautious optimism. Therapy sessions yielding more bricks for the wall. Flashes coalescing into scenes. Late-night drives up to Snoqualmie Pass. Eli's hand on Finn's thigh during a snowstorm. Unspoken tension electric as the wipers slap. You're piecing it, Finn said one morning over avocado toast at the condo. Sunlight gilding Eli's stubble. Proud. Eli's smile crooked. Slow. But yeah. That past trip. We almost kissed. Finn finished silently. Heat recalling the steamed windows. Eli's breath close. Almost is progress. They hiked Discovery Park trails. Eli's stride sure. Wildflowers nodding underfoot. At the lighthouse, waves crashing below, Eli pulled Finn against the railing. This spot. Proposed a toast to whatever comes. Ring any bells. Finn chuckled. Wind tousling hair. Vague as hell. But memorable. Eli's arms encircled. Chin on shoulder. To whatever. Still fits. Kisses followed. Salt tanged. The sounds roar drowning doubts. Intimacy flourished. Nights in Finn's loft. Jax's teasing get a room. Ignored as they claimed the futon. Bodies entwined. Learning rhythms. Eli's touch grew confident. Exploring with carpenter's precision. Murmurs of mine against skin. But the past's undercurrent stirred. Eli's journal thickened. Entries veering dark. A bar fight freshman year. Eli defending Finn from slurs. Then weeks of awkward distance. Hated myself, he shared. Voice rough over dinner. Pasta carbonara. Cream saucing linguine. Felt it. The pull. But buried under bro-code bullshit. Finn twirled fork. We navigated. Stronger. Eli's eyes shadowed. What if not? Therapy Greer's pushing integration. Own the old me. Flaws and all. Flaws make you. Finn reached across. Hours. Nod. But tension lingered, coiling like spring storm clouds. Jax's warehouse exhibit opening loomed. A queer art showcase in Pioneer Square. Walls hung with his prints. Ethereal nudes in Elliott Bay mist. Bring your man, Jax insisted, pinning invites to the fridge. Show off. They went. Dressed sharp, Eli in button-down rolled to elbows. Finn in chinos and a silk tee. The gallery buzzed. Wine flowing. Murmurs over Jax's work. Raw. Evocative. Eli navigated with ease. Charming a curator with build metaphors for composition. Frames hold the chaos, he said, gesturing a print of intertwined forms. Finn beamed, pride swelling, but a face from the fringe halted it. Tyler Voss, Eli's old crewmate from the firm, beer in hand, grin wide. Harlan, back from the dead. Ha! Eli clapped shoulders. Voss. Good to see you. Tyler laughed, eyes flicking to Finn. Heard the wipe. Tough break. But look at you walking, talking. And with Finn? Wait. You too. The pause hung. Loaded. Tyler's crew had ribbed Eli post-crash updates. Whispers of Finn's vigil turning sweet to suspicious. Nah. Just bros, Eli said. Casual. But Finn caught the flinch. Tyler clapped again. Right? Beer's on me. Catch up. They did. At the bar, tales of site mishaps. A new high-rise in Belltown. But Tyler's gaze lingered on Finn. Probing. You stuck by him, man. Admirable. Almost. Boyfriend level. Eli stiffened. Beer pausing. Something like that. Tyler's brow arched. Then he shrugged. Cool. Whatever floats. But the word whatever echoed the toast. Now barbed. Driving home. Rain spitting. Eli gripped wheel. Asshole. Always stirring. Finn touched arm. Ignore. He's past. But seeds planted. Doubt sprouting. Next day. Eli's phone buzzed. Tyler. Crew nights Friday. Miss your ugly mug. Bring Finn? Eli showed. Conflicted. Go? Or nah? Up to you. Finn masked unease. Reconnect. He went. Solo. Finn demurring work excuse. Texts trickled, solid. Laughing. Then silence till bar close. Eli stumbling in. Buzzed. Eyes glassy. Missed this. The guys. Finn pulled boots. Neutral. Good. Eli collapsed beside. Breath beery. Yeah. But. They asked. About us. I said friends. The gut punch landed quiet. Finn nodded. Folding socks. Safe. Eli's hand caught his. Not safe. True? Flashes say more. But. Crew's old school. Hurt flickered. Unbidden. Old you. Eli recoiled. Shit. Didn't mean. I know. Finn softened. But fracture lined. Just. Raw. Sleep came fitful. Eli snoring soft. Finn staring at ceiling beams. Betrayal's whisper. Not malice. But retreat, old patterns resurfacing with memory. Crew nights escalated. Eli dipping in weekly, pike brewing, darts flying, stories sloshing. Finn tagged once, feeling the eyes, Tyler's smirk, others' nods polite but probing. Harlan's got a shadow, one joked, clapping Finn's back too hard. Eli laughed it off, but Finn slipped out early. Text, tired. See you. Alone in loft, Jax found him nursing whiskey. Spill. Old friends. Old habits. He's hedging. Jax swirled ice. Amnesia gift and curse. Truth serum one day. Amnesia the next. Finn sighed. Pushing hurts. Pull away. He chases. Advice mulled. But Eli's next return brought flowers. Daisies from the market. Sheepish grin. Overdid. Sorry. Finn accepted. Vase filling sink. Talk. Not petals. Eli sank to stool. They're family too. But you. Priority. Flashes show I screwed before. Won't again. Promise held. Nights reclaiming closeness. Sex fervent. Amends in gasps. But Tyler texted Eli, dude, Voss Cruz betting on your girl. Spill or we pick. Eli deleted, but Finn glimpsed, stomach nodding. They're pushing, Eli's jaw set. Told him back off, but pressure built. Eli withdrawing to handle. Therapy with Greer intensified roleplay old scenes. Eli voicing buried fears. Dad's homophobia. College hookups masking bisexuality. Hid from you too, he confessed post-session. Finn waiting in the lobby with matcha. No now. Finn handed cup. Enough. Eli sipped. Eyes distant. Wanna be. But crew. They're planning the build party. Big one. Expecting the old Eli. Bring new. Finn urged. Us. Conflict brewed. Eli torn, loyalty fracturing. The party loomed at a Kent warehouse. Firms celebrating Eli's return. Kegs and sawdust. He went stag. Suit pressed. Finn home sketching. Pencil snapping. Texts fun. Miss you. Then. Late. Can I crash? Door open to Eli. Tie loose. Ice shadowed. Ditched early. They grilled. Who's the guy? Joked. But. Felt wrong. Finn pulled him in. Wrong how? Denying us. Eli's voice broke. Tyler's all bros forever. But I see it, the judgment. Arms wrapped. Finn murmuring. Your choice. Eli's head dropped to shoulder. Choosing you. Always should've. Dawn brought resolve. Eli texting Tyler. Finn's mine. Deal or done. Reply, your funeral. Harlan. Fallout rippled. Crew splintering, some supportive, others ghosting. Eli grieved the loss. Nights pacing, but Finn anchored. Hikes turning confessional. Hurts, Eli admitted on Rattlesnake Ledge. Vista sprawling. But lighter. Free. Finn laced hands. Worth it. Spring deepened. Lilacs scenting air. But betrayal's scar itched. Tyler's final jab via group chat screenshot from Lena. Harlan's gone rainbow. Who's next? Eli blocked. But wound festered. Feel like I betrayed you. By hesitating. Finn cupped face. Hesitation's human. Choice is love. Kisses healed. But crisis brewed elsewhere. Eli's scans scheduled. Docs probing for permanence. If gaps stay, Eli voiced over diner #1 rainy morn. Am I half-built? Whole to me. Thin speared egg. We're enough. But doubt's vine crept. Eli pushing distance. Space to sort. Finn gave it. Loft echoing. Designs stagnating. Jax dragged him to a Capitol Hill reading. Queer poets spilling verse on loss and longing. Words resonated. Memory is thief, but touch reclaims. Inspired. Finn waited on the balcony that night. Rain pattering. Eli arrived soaked. Eyes stormy. Missed you. Missed us. Finn pulled inside. Confession tumbled. Eli's fear of inadequacy. Old self's shadow. What if I'm not enough? For this. You are. Finn's lips sealed it. Bodies crashing like waves. Renewal bloomed. But Tyler's echo lingered. Betrayal's gift. Clarity through pain. Summer hinted. Solstice fires crackling in parks. Eli proposed a redo, Dosualips. Stars under which truth first broke. Tent pitched. Fire banked. They lay entwined. Meteor shower streaking. Came out then, Eli whispered. To you. In coma. Finn traced constellations. Heard. Loved anyway. Eli turned. Eyes reflecting sparks. Love now. Fully. Promise sealed under infinite. But dawn brought the call, Clara. Voice tight. Mom's sick. Spokane. Now. The pull homeward. Testing bonds. Finn packed. Hand in Eli's. Together. Always. But distance loomed. Families orbit claiming. Crises waiting. Summer unfurled across Washington. The Cascades shedding snowcaps into turquoise rivers. Seattle's heat wave turning the sound to steam. Finn and Eli hit the road north. Subaru packed with coolers and Clara's urgent texts lighting up the dash. Mom's tests back. Lymphoma. Stage 2. Come soon. The pronouncement hung. A thunderhead over blue skies. Eli drove. Knuckles pale on will. I-90 eastbound. She downplayed on calls. Tough bird. Finn squeezed thigh. Will handle. Team. Eli's glance held gratitude. But jaw clenched. Spokane sprawled. Inland Empire flatlands. Orchards blooming under relentless sun. The Harlan home. A rancher on South Hill. Welcomed with Maureen's frail hug. Tom's stoic grip. Boys, he rumbled. Eyes red-rimmed. Means the world. Clara bustled. Kitchen fragrant with pie, apple. Her stress bake. Chemo starts Monday. Doc's optimistic. But Eli pulled her close. We're here. Finn hovered. Outsider in grief's inner circle. But hands found tasks. Grocery runs to Roz hours. Walks with Lily. The nieces chatter a bomb. Evenings gathered on the deck. Fireflies winking. Stories eking out Maureen's fears. Just want time, she whispered. Hand in Tom's. For this family. Eli's arm around Finn tightened. Unspoken vow. Nights in the guest room. Twin beds pushed flush. They clung quiet, sex hushed. Affirming in shadows. Love you, Eli breathed. fingers in hair. Through this. Through all. But Spokane's insularity chafed. Neighbors' glances at the city boys. Tom's old buddies at the VFW swapping tales laced with era's edges. One eve. Post-barbecue. Uncle Ray cornered Eli by the grill. Heard you're modern now. With Finn. Tone neutral, but eyes probing. Eli stiffened. Tongs pausing. Yeah. Happy. Ray nodded slow. Good. Just. Your ma. Traditional heart. The jab landed subtle. Betrayal's kin. Family's conditional love. Eli vented later. Pacing yard. Stars pricking velvet sky. Ray's clueless. But it sticks. Like Tyler. Finn pulled close. They're adjusting. Like we did. Eli's exhale ragged. Hate hedging. For them. Don't. Finn cupped jaw. Full us. Resolution hardened. Eli outing casual next dinner. Hand on Finn's knee under table. Story of their hike woven seamless. Maureen's smile trembled. My Elias. Brave. Tom raised glass. To love. However. Cheers rippled. Clara's eyes shining. Fracture mended. But Maureen's chemo loomed. Infusions at Sacred Heart draining color from cheeks. Finn and Eli rotated shifts, Eli bedside. Finn corralling Lily's chaos with fort builds in the basement. Uncle Finn's the best, she declared. Crayon scribbles framing a turret. Nights deepened intimacy. Guest room sanctuary. Bodies mapping solace. Eli's head on chest post-climax. Breath sinking. You're my north, he murmured, echoing the tattoo. But crisis crested mid-July. Maureen's fever spiking. Yard dash under harvest moon. Waiting room limbo. Fluorescent buzz. Eli paced. Finn anchoring with vending machine coffee. She'll pull, Finn said. Harlan grit. Eli's eyes welled. What if not? Flashes hit her teaching me knots. Dad's shop. Can't lose that. Hands clasped. Finn's thumb circling. Won't. She's fighting. Dawn brought stability, antibiotics kicking. Maureen wheeled back. One but Rye. Scared you? Ha! Eli's laugh broke. Understatement. Reprieve. But toll-mounted Eli's sleep fracturing. Nightmares of crashes blending with hospital beeps. One morn. Post-delirium watch. He snapped over breakfast. Clara's rest suggestion met with bark. I'm fine. Clara's eyes flashed. You're fraying. Take a beat. Finn mediated. Plate of eggs cooling. She's right. We're tag teaming. Eli stormed garage. Hammer swinging at scrap wood, shavings flying. Echo of release. Finn joined. Handing nails. Build it out. Eli paused. Sweat beading. Hate feeling useless. You're not. Finn's hand stilled his. Essential. Touch turned tide. Garage shadows yielding to kisses. Raw and reclaiming. But withdrawal lingered. Eli ghosting runs back to Seattle. Firm calls piling. Tyler's texts checking in laced passive-aggressive. Crew misses the real you. Ignored. But poison seeped. August baked. Orchards heavy with fruit. Family picking sessions a ritual, ladders teetering. Baskets brimming. Laughter masked strain. But Maureen's fatigue flagged. Eli compensating with overdrive. Elliot, she chided one afternoon. Bushel at feet. Sit. Life's not all carry. He sank beside, head to her shoulder. Learned from you, her hand in hair. And love? From here too. Glance to Finn. Harvesting rose away. He's good. Keep him. Vow renewed. But Spokane's pull strained. Finn's freelance deadlines looming. Loft sublet queries from Jax. Stay, Eli pleaded one night. Sheets tangled. Need you. Need to breathe. Finn traced scar. Weekend warrior? Eli nodded, but eyes shadowed. Return to Seattle shimmered escape. Pike Place bustle. Loft's familiarity. Jax greeted with hugs. Rooftop barbecue, grill smoke curling. City lights winking. Spill the Heartland drama, he demanded. Ribs sauced. Eli unloaded. Chemo vigils. Ray's jab. Maureen's grit. Feels like betraying roots. Choosing us. Jax snorted. Roots grow. Yours include Finn. Lena joined. Fresh tat sketches. Ink it. Anchor. Inspiration struck. Eli sketching a tree. Roots entwining two figures. For us. Ma too. Finn inked first. Needle humming on forearm, branches reaching. Eli followed. Mirroring. Bound. But betrayal struck sly. Tyler's email to the firm. Sisanji Eli, Harlan's distracted. Personal stuff bleeding work. Subtle sabotage. Crew whispers amplifying. Eli confronted. Phone hot. Back off. Voss. Tyler's laugh tinny. Just truth. You're not you. Rage boiled. Eli slamming tools in the shop next day. Finn arriving to splintered crates. He crossed, Eli growled. Undermining. Finn steadied. Document. Rise above. But wound festered. Eli spiraling, late nights at bars. Solo. Texts erratic. Need air. Finn paced loft. Worry gnawing. Midnight call, Eli. Slurred. Pick up? Messed. Uber to a dive-off Aurora. Finn found him hunched. Shots lined. Crew cornered. Voss spilling. Knew you were off since the guy. Finn slid beside. Arm around. Home. Ride silent. Eli's head on shoulder. Sorry. Cracking. You're human. Loft door shut. Finn drew bath, steam rising. Salts dissolving. Soak. Eli sank. Eyes closing. Love you. Hate this. Love wins. Finn washed hair. Fingers gentle. Vulnerability cracked. Eli pulling him in, water sloshing. Kisses desperate. Morning brought purge. Eli quitting the firm. Email crisp, moving on. Personal integrity first. Tyler's reply, your loss. Freedom tasted sharp, but loss echoed. Maureen's call cheered. Proud. Son. Build your way. Eli did freelance gigs. Custom pieces for queer-owned cafes. Finn designing logos. Synergy bloomed. Shop in Finney Ridge rented. Sawdust and pixels mingling. But crisis peaked late August. Maureen's scan clear. Remission whispers. But Eli's own checkup flagged. Post-trauma stress. Therapy mandated. Not broken, he insisted to Finn. Office overlooking evergreens. Just wiring. Greer recommended couples. Finn included. Sessions in her sunlit room. Chairs circling. Unpack the betrayal, she prompted. Tyler's echo of old fears. Eli voiced it. Felt like losing crew meant losing me. Finn countered. You gained truth. Tears fell. Hands linked. Yeah. Healing threaded. But emotional nadir loomed. Eli's nightmare crescendo. Waking screaming Finn's name. Convinced he'd left again. Reassurance came, physical bodies joining. Anchors in storm. September cooled. Leaves turning. Family visit to Seattle, Maureen stronger. Touring the shop. Beautiful, she breathed, fingering a walnut bench. You too, Tom nodded. Solid work. Dinner at the loft. Jax's potluck chaos. Laughter healing divides. But as guests left, Eli pulled Finn to balcony. City humming below. Crisis past. Building through. Kiss under emerging stars. Vow renewed. Yet undercurrent stirred. Clara's text. Mom's good, but Dad's. Asking questions. About the arrangement. Old guard's doubt. Betrayal's kin. Finn and Eli braced. Journey far from done. Autumn painted the Puget Sound in fire. Maples blazing along I-5. Harvest fairs dotting valleys with pumpkin spice and hayrides. Eli and Finn's life synced into a workshop waltz. Mornings sketching over coffee. Afternoons hammering joints while Finn rendered on his MacBook. Evenings collapsing into each other. Exhausted but electric. The Finney Ridge space, a converted garage with skylights and exposed beams, became sanctuary. Walls echoing with laughter and the occasional splintered curse. You're a machine, Finn teased one crisp afternoon, handing Eli a chamfered edge for a coffee table commission. Dust moted in sunbeams. Radio crooning Wilco. Eli wiped brow. Grin flashing. You're the brains. I just swing. Their client. A non-binary barista from Black Coffee Northwest. Raved over the piece. Sleek lines evoking sound waves. Queer made magic, they said. Check in hand. Pay funded a weekend getaway. Cabin in the Methow Valley. Clara's loner. Stars unpolluted. Road trip hummed with ease. Eli driving. Finn's playlist shuffling Fleet Foxes and Phoebe Bridgers. Remember our first desert run? Eli asked. Kalakam Pass winding. Vividly. You sang off-key to Tiger Mountain Peasant Song. Eli laughed. Hand on knee. Guilty. But you joined. Cabin nestled in pines. Wood smoke neighborly. No signal, just crackling fire and board games unearthed from cubbies. Heart spun wild. Eli winning with sly trades. Cheater. Finn accused. Tackling him to rug. Strategist. Eli pinned. Lips claiming. Firelight danced shadows. Bodies familiar terrain, slow explorations. Gasps mingling with pops. Post-bliss. Wrapped in quilts on the porch. Eli voiced shadows. Dad's texts. Proud. But. Settle. Code for normal. Finn sipped cider. His normal. Not ours. Eli nodded. But furrow deepened. Feels like betrayal. Chasing his nod. You're enough. Finn's fingers laced. We are. Return invigorated. But Spokane's pull-tugged Thanksgiving mandate. Maureen's table a beacon. Road east again. Subaru groaning under pie tins. Harlan home glowed. Leaves skeletal. But warmth inside. Clara's stuffing. Lily's turkey crafts. Dinner unfolded smoother than feared. Tom's carving steady. Maureen's eyes bright post-remission. Talk skirted politics. Landed on shop tales. Finn's designs sell the soul, Eli said. Passing roles. My hammer's just muscle. Tom grunted approval. Teamwork. Like me and your ma. Back when. But post-meal. Den cigars, Tom and Eli retreating. Finn with Maureen in kitchen. He's blooming, she confided. Sudsing plates. Thanks to you. Finn dried. Mutual. Her hands stilled. Tom's struggling. Loves you both. But the boy he raised. Hurt flickered, betrayal from the patriarch. Unintentional. Time, Finn said. Like us. Eli emerged somber. Drive home silent till Eli broke. Dad asked if it's phase. Hurt. But. Old him. Finn squeezed wheel. He's trying. Not enough. Eli's voice cracked. Want his blessing. For the build. The cabin. Unspoken. Their San Juan's dream. Sketched over beers. He'll come. But rift widened. Tom's calls to Eli sparse. Laced gruff. Eli buried in work. Commissions piling. A library shelving for a Ravenna bookstore. Oak glowing under varnish. Finn noticed the strain. Late finishes. Whiskey neat before bed. One night. Loft quiet. Jack's out. Eli unloaded. Feels like losing him. Like the crew. You're not. Finn pulled to couch. Boundaries. Not breaks. Eli's head dropped. Boundaries suck. Kisses distracted. But crisis brewed. Maureen's follow-up clear. But Tom's health check flagged. Prostate concerns. Biopsy pending. Coincidence. Eli muttered on call. Or karma for his shit. Finn steadied. Support without surrender. Spokane trip. Tension thick as fog. Tom's office visit. Cyril wait. Eli pacing. Finn hand in his. Results. Early. Treatable. Relief crashed. But Tom's postdoc talk turned confessional garage. Tools arrayed. Scared. Son. Of leaving unfinished. Eli gripped wrench. You're not. Tom's eyes met. And you? With Finn. Finishing your way. Pause. Then nod. Yeah. Happy. Tom clapped shoulder. Then that's the measure. Bridge mended. Partial. Tom's hug at parting awkward but real. Take care of each other. Back in Seattle. Renewal. Eli pitching the San Juan's cabin to clients. Eco-build for a retreat center. Our blueprint, he told Finn. Sketches spread. Roots there. Finn inked details. Evergreen. But betrayal struck fresh. Jax's exhibit review in The Stranger. Praising but noting personal ties influencing curation. Subtext. Favoritism. Jax's dalliance with a critic whispered. Not true. Jax swore over beers at Holy Mountain. But stings. Eli fumed. Protect your work. Jax shrugged. Art's messy. Echoed Eli's turmoil, boundaries blurring. trusts tested. Therapy with Greer delved. Betrayal patterns. Crew. Dad. Now this fear of contamination. Eli journaled furious. Finn reading. Want clean lines. Us untainted. Nothing is, Finn said soft. But strong. November rains lashed. Shop leaks patched. Intimacy refuge. Rain on tin roof. Bodies slow burning. Eli's touch turned worshipful. Tracing Finn's ink. My anchor. Crisis peaked at the firm's holiday mixer. Eli's old haunt. Invite lingering. Go, Finn asked. Closure. Eli donned jacket. Yeah. With you. Warehouse festooned. Eggnog spiked. Tyler at bar. Eyes narrowing. Harlan. And date. Eli's arm snaked Finn's waist. Partner. Murmurs rippled. But Eli held. Toasts flowing. Tyler approached. Beer extended. Water under. Congrats. Eli accepted. But grip firm. No bridges. Boundaries. Tyler nodded. Retreat. Victory small. But solid. Crew nods turning neutral. Acceptance embryonic. Drive home. Wipers frantic. Eli exhaled. Felt right. Owning. Finn's hand on thigh. You did. Loft welcomed. Clothes shedding. Celebration carnal, walls shaking. Cries drowned in storm. Dawn. Tangled. Eli whispered. Marry me? Not paper. Promise. Finn's heart soared. Yes. Vow sealed. But emotional quake followed. Eli's nightmare resurgence. Waking thrashing. Lost you, he gasped. Here. Finn held through sobs. Always. Greer unpacked. Trauma's echo. Crash fear merging with loss. Sessions doubled. Eli opening childhood dad's absences. Burying queerness early. Built walls. Now dismantling. Finn supported. But fatigue crept, his own design stagnating. Client chasing him. Balance, Clara advised over coffee at her brewery. You're both healing. Don't burn, Eli overheard. Guilt flashing. Pushing too hard? Together. Finn kissed temple. Pace. December twinkled. Solstice party at the shop. Queer makers. Mulled wine. Prototypes gifted. Maureen and Tom flew west. Tom's toast. To new builds. Warmth spread. But Tom's aside to Finn. He's softer. Good. Progress. But betrayal's ghost. Tyler's LinkedIn post. Firm promo sans Eli, team strong. Omission pointed. Eli laughed it off. Their loss. But stung. Fueling resolve. San Juan's land hunt. Realtor showing plots near Orcas. This, Eli said. Bluff overlooking straits. Ours. Offer placed. Dream tangible. Return Boyd. But crisis crested. Maureen's relapse scare. False alarm but panic real. Eli spiraled. Shop hammer cracking slate. Can't lose more. Finn knelt shards. Won't. Fight with her. Call soothed, benign shadow but Eli withdrew. Run solo. Texts curt. Finn gave space. But ache widened, loft cold. Bed half empty. Confront porch side. Rain sheeting. Talk. Eli's voice muffled. drowning in what-ifs. Then surface. Finn pulled close. With me. Breakthrough tearful, Eli admitting terror of inadequacy. What if I'm the fracture? You're the frame. Kiss grounded. Reaffirming. Healing journey curved. Winter solstice fires kindling hope. But under snow's hush, deeper conflicts slumbered, waiting spring's thaw. Winter solstice passed in Seattle with bonfires on Alki Beach. Salt wind whipping sparks skyward. The new year dawning crisp and unyielding. Eli and Finn's promise. Vow under cabin quilts. Wove through days like rebar in concrete. Strengthening the shop's pulse. Commissions flowed. A pride flag credenza for a Capitol Hill therapist. Walnut inlays rainbow subtle. A headboard for Jax's latest fling. Curves evoking entwined limbs. Evenings blurred into ritual. Finn's tie takeout from Bob R. Eli's back rubs easing knots. Loft bed their harbor. But Maureen's scare lingered. A hairline crack. Eli's calls home sharpened. How's energy? Maureen's replies laced fatigue. Fine, baby. Focus forward. Tom's updates filled gaps. Stubborn as ever. Yet Eli's journal darkened. Entries spiraling. Fears the thief. Steals now for then. Finn glimpsed one dusk. Shop lights low. Eli hunched over ledger. Hey! Eli snapped shut. Just numbers. Lies. Finn knelt. Hands on knees. Talk. Eli's exhale shuddered. What if it's not false? Relapse real. And I'm here. You're where she wants. Finn cupped face. Building life she celebrates. Eyes met. Raw. Promise feels fragile. Then reinforce. Kiss soft. Shop shadows embracing. Therapy with Greer pivoted gratitude logs. Eli listing anchors. Finn's laugh. Maureen's pie. Shop's hum. Shifts weight, he admitted post-session. Finn waiting with foe from foe back. Less dread. Progress. But betrayal's echo resounded. Tom's email. Forwarded by Clara. Article on lifestyle impacts. Thought-provoking. Link to a conservative op-ed. Veiled warnings on choices and health. Eli's face blanched reading. Dad's subtle dig. Finn scanned. Gut sour. Fear. Not malice. Still cuts. Eli deleted. But poison seeped. Nights restless. Eli slipping from bed to balcony. City glow his confessor. Finn rose once. Arms circling. Stay. Can't sleep. Ghosts. Share. They sat. Wrapped in wool. Fairies blinking distant. Eli unpacked. Dad's article. Echoes Ray. Tyler. Like I'm defective build. Your masterpiece. Finn's voice firm. Their lens. Not truth. Eli leaned in. How'd you see past? Love. Simple. Profound. Dawn brought action. Eli calling Tom. Voice steady. Article hurt. I'm happy. End of. Tom's pause long. Meant concern. For you. Trust my foundation. Click. Relief mixed rage. Eli hammering scrap till arms quaked. Finn joined. Sander whirring. Proud. Exhausted. Eli wiped sweat. But lighter. January thawed edges. Shop hosting a queer craft fair. Booths crammed. Lena tattooing live. Jax shooting candids. Eli manned the table, pitching tables with Finn's renders projected. Handcrafted, heart-built, he boomed, crowd nodding. A buyer, silver-haired architect named Reed, lingered. Inspiring. You too. Partners in all. Eli's arm snaked Finn's waist. All. Reed's smile warmed. Rare. Cherish. They did post-fair. Loft party spilling laughter. Wine staining rugs. But midnight, Eli pulled Finn to fire escape. Chill nipping. Vow holds. Tighter. Lips met. City serenade. But crisis escalated. Maureen's real dip. Chemo fatigue morphing chronic. Docs probing. Nothing dire, Tom reported. But Eli booked flights. Finn in tow. Spokane blanketed snow. Home fires low. Maureen Abed. Pale but smiling. My builders. Eli sat edge. Hand in hers. Rest. We're here. Finn cooked. Stew simmering. Carrots from the co-op. Lily helped. Dowie hands kneading biscuits. For Grandma's superpowers. Evenings bedside vigils. Stories spun. Eli recounting shop wins. Finn sketching Lily's magic tree on Maureen's tray. Tom's thaw deepened. Garage sessions with Eli turning confessional. Worried I'd lose you. To my blindness. Eli gripped vice. Never. But need your eyes open. Tom nodded. Opening. Progress fragile. But Maureen's rally. Spring in step by February. Walks with Lily in Manitou Park. Crocus's brave. Remission's gift, she declared. Bench sitting. Watch you grow. Eli's eyes misted. Ours too. Return West Boyd. But Tyler's final strike landed. Anonymous review on the shop's site. Overhyped. Owner's distractions kill quality. 1-star sting. Clients waffling. Eli traced IP Tyler's. Bastard. Finn drafted response. Appreciate feedback. Committed to excellence. Personal lives fuel craft. Posted. But damage nipped. A commission cancelled. Vibes off. Eli spiraled. Shop dark early. Whiskey poured. Betrayed again. By echo. Finn lit candles. Rise. Better. They did rebranding subtle. Queer-owned badges on site. Community pouring support. Lena inked a fuck the noise flash free. March bloomed. Cabin land secured. Orcus plot. Bluff views. Groundbreaking symbolic. Shovels and clay. Eli's toast. To roots. Finn's addition. And wings. Intimacy crested. Nights exploratory ropes from the shop. Trust games in loft light. Eli bound. Vulnerable. Yours. Finn's touch reverent. Always. But emotional nadir struck April. Eli's scan anniversary. Neurofog recurring. Flashes stuttering. Losing ground. He confessed to Greer. Finn absent. Like the builds unstable. Session tape shared. Traumas tied. Flow. Eli drowned out in overwork. Sleepless builds. Coffee for. Finn intervened. Shop lockout. Stop. Eli's breakdown raw. Tears on sawhorses. Afraid I'll forget again. Us. Body remembers. Finn held. Heart too. Rehab Redux, yoga in Green Lake. Breath sinking. Progress slow. But Eli's journal lightened. Finn's hand. Anchor eternal. May's lilacs perfumed. Maureen's visit shop tour. Cabin plans poured. Dream big, she urged. Eyes on horizon. Tom's gift. Tools crate. Engraved build true. Betrayal's last gasp. Tyler's job loss rumor. Firm citing toxicity. Karma quiet. Eli unmoved. Past. Summer beckoned. San Juan's ferry humming. Groundbreak Real foundation poured. Sweat and soil. Eli's hand in Finn's. Concrete wet. Hours. But under idle. Crisis whispered Clara's call. Dad's tests. Shadow. The cycle. Relentless. Eli's face drained. Again. Fight. Finn vowed. Together. Journey looped. Healing eternal. But love's frame endured. Summer's zenith baked the San Juans. Orcas Island's ferries slicing Salish sea like silver blades. The cabin site a scar of promise amid madronas and salal. Eli and Tom's shadow, prostate vigilant. No spread, brought spoken summers. Family converging. Clara barbecuing salmon on the bluff. Lily chasing crabs in Tittapools. Maureen sketching wildflowers with Finn's charcoals. This, she said. Vine maple shading. Heels. Eli hammered joists. Tom's guidance gruff. Level it. Sun. Laughter bridged old rifts. Evenings firelit. Stories of Eli's boyhood builds. Finn's city escapes woven seamless. Family. Tom toasted one dusk. Sunset gilding glasses. However grown, Finn's chest swelled. The op-ed's ghost exorcised. But intimacy's depth tested cabin nights. Tent zipped against dew. Eli's touch urgent. Need you. Here. Bodies joined under canvas. Earth thrumming. Forever. Finn gasped. Stars wheeling. Fall approached. Harvest gold. Shop thriving. Cabin furniture commissions. Eco-lines for retreats. Eli's fog lifted. Flashes full tapestries. College confessions unspoken. Crashbed whisper heard in dreams. New. He told Finn one harvest morn. Apples crisp. Loved back. Buried. Finn's kiss salty. Dug up. But betrayal's final form emerged subtle. Jax's drift. New bow pulling him south. Loft sublet looming. Not leaving you, Jax swore over farewell brunch at Cafe Flora. Just. Evolving. Eli hugged fierce. Builds change. Lena stepped up. Shop apprentice. Tats and timber sinking. Crew 2.0. Loss mourned. But space birthed. Guest room for Lily's visits. Walls hung with Jax's prints. Gifts of memory. October rains returned. Seattle sighing into gray. Cabin winterized, windows glazed. Hearth mortared. Groundbreak to frame. Progress tangible. Eli's therapy tapered. Greer affirming. Integrated. Whole. Celebration intimate, loft dinner. Faux steaming. Vows renewed sans rings. Through fractures. Crisis crested soft. Maureen's annual clear. But Eli's vulnerability surfaced. Anniversary hike to Dosualips. Stars same. What if Crash 2.0, he voiced. Fire crackling. Finn's arm tight. Then confess again. Laughter. Then truth. Love rebuilt me. November's chill deepened bonds. Thanksgiving at the cabin. Very choppy. Table laden. Tom's turkey. Clara's yams. Lily's pies lopsided. Toasts flowed. To healing. Tom's eyes on Eli and Finn. Linked. To you too. My build. December solstice circled. Alky fires again. But private cabin hearth. You'll log hissing. Eli pulled a box. Sketches bound. Their story inked crash to now. Our blueprint. Finn's gift. Tattoo flash. Entwined roots. Eternal. Lenses met. Tears tracing. Marry me. Legal. Yes. Kiss sealed. Future framed. Winter waned. Spring's crocus heralding. Cabin roofed. Walls rising. Maureen's strength bloomed. Visits frequent. Tom's tools legacy in every nail. Betrayals faded. Tyler's silence. Crew's nods at markets. Climax quiet. Eli's full recall. Dream wake. Everything. You. Us. Finn held through dawn. Welcome home. Healing journey crested shop expansion. San Juan's queer collective. Lives intertwined. No grand tragedy, but depth. Love as verb. Rebuilding endless. Years blurred. Cabin home, bluff views eternal. Family orbiting. Eli's hand in Finn's. Porch swing creaking. Worth the crash. Finn's smile. Every splinter. Humanity's arc. Flawed. Fierce. Forgiven. Love. The truest build.